Hi, everybody! We're back to recommend more titles and suggestions for books that can be checked out from the library's digital collection. I'm Catherine from the library's West Branch, and I'm joined today by Mary, Barb, and Caroline. Mary, why don't you get us started?
Thank you, Catherine. The book I'm going to recommend for you today is one that's by Robyn Carr, and the title of the book is The Life She Wants. I had the pleasure of being introduced to Robyn Carr's books by her audiobook narrator, Therese Plummer, who is an absolute delight, and I'm so glad that she introduced me to these books. The one I'm going to tell you about today, though, stars a woman named Emma Shea. She grew up in Sonoma, but she left there to go and marry a wealthy man. Well, she lived this luxurious life until her husband was caught running a Ponzi scheme, and then once he was caught, he ended up committing suicide. Well, she now needs to find work to make money, but everybody thinks that she's got some hidden away somewhere, and so she's having trouble finding any work, and nobody really has any sympathy for her. So she decides she'll go back home and try and start over again. Still has problems finding a job there when she gets home too, until she finally lands one with a cleaning agency. The only problem is this cleaning agency is run by the girl who was her best friend back in high school, named Riley, and their friendship ended when Riley began having an affair with her boyfriend. What I loved about this book, though, is it's fun because it has this friendship that was damaged, and the way the two of them worked through their relationship to finally rebuild that is just really fun to watch. And there is a little romance thrown in there, like there always is in Robyn's books. So I would say there are layers to the book. It's more than just a romance. The characters are all likable and relatable, and the situations I find are very realistically portrayed. The book is actually on Hoopla, so you can check it out as a download. But now that we actually have curbside pickup, I would suggest putting the audiobook CD version on hold, and that way you can listen to Therese Plummer do an excellent job narrating her books. Thank you. Barb?
Okay, Mary, I'm up next, and today I am going to tell you guys about this book. It's one of my favorites of 2019. It's called My Lovely Wife. And I'm showing you this because the reason I picked it up to begin with was because of this fabulous cover. And once I saw the fabulous cover, I realized it was a debut novel, which intrigued me. And one of the quotes I read about it was, Mr. and Mrs. Smith meet Dexter, which to me just sounded really interesting. So I started reading the book, and I was immediately hooked. It's a domestic suspense book told from the point of view of the husband. So basically what happens at the beginning of the story is we meet the husband and wife, they meet, they fall in love, they start their life together, they have kids, everybody thinks they have the perfect marriage, she's the realtor, he's the tennis pro, everything is great, and they've been married 15 years and they get bored. And they say, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna keep things interesting? And what they choose is totally unexpected. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want you to find out for yourself and I want you to be surprised. But if you liked Gone Girl or you liked The Silent Patient from last year, I would recommend picking up My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. It's available as a book, an ebook, and an audiobook at the Carmel Library. Caroline, why don't you go next?
Thank you. Today I am recommending Renegades by Marissa Meyer. It's the first in the Renegades trilogy, and it's suitable for middle schoolers and older. The book centers around Nova, a villain, and Adrian, a superhero, as Nova goes undercover as a superhero to find a way to bring the superhero's reign to an end. What makes this book and series so much interesting is that the reader doesn't know who is good and who is evil. Meyer delves into the personalities, wants, and backgrounds of many characters, and just when you think someone is good or bad, she makes you question your answer. It's a very unique twist on the good versus evil trope that keeps the reader on their toes, and it's available as a book, ebook, and audiobook.
All right, thank you so much, you guys. We got some great picks this week. I'm going to give you one more. If you're a fan of The Nest, or you just like stories about family secrets that are long hidden, you might enjoy the recently released book, The Imperfects by Amy Meyerson. She's also the author of The Book of Yesterdays, and you know I'm a fan about books about books. Well, this book relates the saga of an estranged trio of siblings who find themselves under the same roof for the first time in years, maybe like right now in quarantine. They're your typical dysfunctional family. After the passing of their eccentric grandmother, they find a secret inheritance hidden among her possessions, and you'll never guess what it is. It's a 137 carat diamond from an Austrian empire that had been missing for over a century. It's a little bigger than this one. So the siblings in the book try to uncover how that priceless gem ended up in their grandmother's possessions. This story is based on the real, still missing Florentine diamond, and it's currently available as a digital audiobook in Hoopla or as a digital ebook in our Libby app. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week with more titles that you can download from home or pick up from our curbside service. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.